I wish that I could just sell things sometimes. I just get so invested. We've talked about this 1,000 times, but I just get so invested in things and I can't stomach the thought of doing it again, I guess. Like I've been
Mhm.
thinking about selling a Land Cruiser for some reason. It just keeps popping into my head every few weeks. I'm just like, you know what? I could just put like a ridiculous price on it and see if it moves. And if it does, like then I'll have all this money to set or to spend on a vehicle. And then I'm just like, what would I build?
Mhm.
I don't know what I would build
Yeah.
because
I
everything that I think that I want is compromised in one way or another. It's either way
Mhm.
too much off-road or way too much overland. And then I've like see myself, buying something that I would camp out of and be excited to camp out of and then but not be able to wheel as hard or whatever. But then I also just don't want to build another 80 series because yeah, I've learned some stuff, but I've also fixed all the things I've learned basically. So it's definitely not like I want to, I don't know, go through that again.
Mhm.
I don't know. What would you do if just tomorrow you sold your vehicle for whatever, all the money that you had into it, whatever that might be,
Best case
and
scenario.
you could just use that money for another thing. Like what would you replace it with?
Mm, yeah, I also struggle with that concept because I've never been the type that's able to, like, just buy things to flip like
Sure.
certain people do, which is what started this conversation because uh, I like I look for things that I genuinely like and have an interest in.
Yeah.
So as soon as I have it, if I start doing things to it, I form that attachment of, well, I already know that I liked this vehicle and
Mhm.
now I've done these things to it. And even though I may have had this idea of flipping it in my mind, now I like this car and now I
Yeah.
want to keep doing things to it because I like it. It's cool or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only time I don't think, man, I think I've only actually like flipped two cars
Yeah.
of all of my cars that I've had, and, like but I think that I still had the idea in my head that, like, well, if things work out just right, this thing stays.
I
So
I don't want to sidetrack off of the original question too far, but like I have only been successful in doing that for things that I've bought to specifically flip, and I almost have failed multiple times. Like I had one of those Mark IIs that I just fell in love with that I was like, "Well, I'll just keep it." And I'm like, "Whoa, what are you doing? This is not what you're supposed to do." And then it happened with my LX450 too. And I
Mhm,
had to just like not use it ever. I just could not drive it because it's kinda sucked because 'cause they're not great vehicles to just drive around as, like, stock vehicles, but, like, it started to be charming enough that I was like, "Well, I could have 2 of these. Be
I could
great.
have
I could
2
keep
Land
one."
Cruisers.
I'm like, "Yeah, I could have a daily driver one," and then it just became like, "Why would I ever" everything I don't like about my vehicle is that it's not good at this. Like, why
Mhm.
would I do this? Why would I have a second one just to do
Just
the
because
thing I
it's
don't wanna
slightly
do?
better at that one thing.
Yeah, yeah,
So to back on track, if I was to get exactly what I wanted out of the truck, oof. I guess my issue lies in the fact that like if it was strictly for me, it would be a different choice from what it needs to be in order for the family to also be satisfied by it.
sure.
Because the last time I had something that was, you know, more for me than it was for the family, it didn't last very long. So,
Well,
so it would either end up being a Defender that I could only own for, you know, a season and then would be told I can't have it anymore because no one else likes it, or it would man, that's tough. It would probably I think would go against what uh your thought of doing the same thing again. I mean, the easiest answer would be to go back to a Disco 2 or a Montero
Mm,
and just do the
like,
next level of
yep.
that.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's probably what it would be, but it would be really hard for me to not have a truck, I think, because I like having the truck.
Yeah.
There are some downfalls, I will say. I've come across some things that I'm like, that's a little annoying, but there's more upside than there is downside, I think, to the truck versus SUV.
What's the downside that you're running into?
I run into things like seating is full. Now where do we
Yeah.
put stuff? Like that
Mm,
doesn't it doesn't need to be in the back out in the weather, or something that I don't want to be in the weather, even though I've got a canopy or whatever. But
yeah.
like it's like, oh, well, I guess I have to put that in the back now instead of just like, and then it's back there with the dog who's loose and he's probably gonna fucking be on top of the
He's
bag or on top
might
of
puke on
this,
it.
or yeah, or eat the food, transporting food.
Oh, yeah.
Like when we got to go to my parents' house or something like that, and we're bringing a dish, right?
Yep.
Now that dish is on somebody's lap, or whatever type of food it is on somebody's lap, because if it's in the back, Norm is probably going to get into it.
Yeah. And
So
can you blame him?
no, I can't. So there is that like, oh, you could, I mean, I guess that's kind of the same with if you have an SUV and Norm is the dog is in the back and the bags or whatever in the back too. So maybe
Yeah,
it's
but you
kind
can
of the same.
monitor it at least.
You could at least monitor it. Yeah, there's not a like I have no clue what's going on back there type of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Um so I think if it was something completely different, I th- that's really tough because I've gone down this road so many times of like ideas that could work.
Yeah.
Uh and as much as I hate the interiors, I think I would try, and I think I would do my wholehearted, like, really try and look for an LS, 1st gen Colorado,
Okay.
and then put money into it, like, tons and,
Sure. Yeah. Like,
sass it, put
use the
tons on it.
difference to get you there.
Yeah,
Yep.
because you could still get those for not a terrible amount of money. It's already got an LS,
Yep.
and so then you just do the solid axles and you're essentially just moving from one truck to another, slightly smaller truck, but
Mhm.
still truck, crew cab, has plenty of good things. Yeah,
Alright.
it, maybe.
Well, you could just buy a Toyota straight axle swapped truck or factory straight axle truck and then put your body on top of it because we
Mm,
saw that, like 2
yeah,
podcasts ago or
yeah.
last
There is
podcast.
that. And maybe the other one that's still on my list because I haven't had the pleasure or the displeasure of owning one yet would be an OBS Ford.
Yeah.
Get like I don't know that I would even care if it was 150 to 350. Don't care because whatever, because 150s are so cheap now that you can just get whatever
Yeah.
and do stupid long travel stuff in it, things like that,
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
250 and with a 460,
Mhm.
just because I've come to find that those things are just bulletproof no matter what you do to them. So,
Yeah. Crazy reliable, reasonable amount of power,
yeah, not a
awful fuel economy.
yeah, but it's the same fuel economy no matter what.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Exactly. That's good.
but because I've always had a love affair for those, so maybe it'd be
Yeah.
one of those. step into the full size world, but I'd
Oof.
probably chop it up so much that it wouldn't be overwhelmingly huge.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I think they're super cool. That is a cool thing.
Yeah, because again, it's for me, a lot of it is like the I want to look at it and be like, "That's a cool truck." I like the way that looks.
Yeah,
Like, it appeals to me more so than, just getting something that is like, "Oh, well, this is the perfect solution," or whatever, like a fucking
like a Wrangler.
Troopy or something, or a Wrangler, yeah. Like, just like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tricky. I agree. I mean, I there's some things like cosmetically about like my vehicle that I look at and I'm like, "Ah, I wish this or that was, was a little different." But overall, I do enjoy the styling of it. Like, and that is part of it, right? Like
Mhm,
that's part of why I have that and not a JK or something, which is just as good or better in certain situations or whatever. But I don't want one. I don't
yeah.
like the way they feel or they look or whatever. So I don't mean to pick on the Wrangler, but it's an easy target.
Very easy.
Low hanging fruit.
Mhm, it
Something we
is.
enjoy on the Campfire Passport podcast.
Brought to you in part by Win Home Inspection.
Man, you're right there every time. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. My thought path, like I said, is every time I think about this thought experiment, it just goes two directions, and I can't decide like what I really want. The thing that sucks is like realistically, if and you drive your truck every day, so it's a little different, but like when I look at the use case for what I use my car for, it is if I drive it 10 times, but maybe let's say 20 times, one of those times is camping
Mhm,
and one of them is off-roading and the other 18 are just whatever. So so like it is a very amount or very low, very equal amount of doing those things. So I love being over prepared for like camping.
mhm.
That's nice as far as, the capability of the vehicle. I don't want to be underprepared for wheeling though. So
Yep.
that's where I think like cuz I dream about like a Cayenne or something like that where I think it'd be fun to strap a 10 on it, have 33s, it'll look better or it won't look better, sorry. It'll look cool, it'll drive better and get better mileage and all those things, from what I've got now, probably be faster and handle better, all those things, right? Like it would be better for the other 18 when it was running, of course, because I'm sure that it would have more problems.
Mhm.
um,
More expensive problems, yeah.
more expensive problems for sure. But then, like, it is not like it'd be a novelty to take it to Moab or something. Like, that's not like our vehicles. That's a thing that you can do. It's not really outside of the norm at all. It's very
Yeah.
like they're just set up for it. They have lockers, they have 37s, they have like all these things, and they're not like the most capable vehicles ever or anything, but they can hang with capable vehicles, and do tough trails, which is something I really like doing. But I do it 4 times a year. Like,
Mhm.
so am I giving it up or not if I switch to something like that? I don't know. But
Yeah, the line is hard, to walk when
mhm,
it comes to that, and, yeah, especially when you have the mindset of you want the one vehicle to do it so that you don't have to make the decision,
yeah,
because
yeah,
then because if you were to sell it and say you had enough to then, "Oh, well, now I could do 2 things and do that," then you've got your wheeling rig, quote unquote, and your camping rig, quote unquote. Now it's like you have to prepare the wheeling rig to camp not great.
Yeah,
or you have to prepare the camping rig to not wheel great.
exactly.
So where so then it's
Which
that
one do
like,
you do?
well, what's the point now?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah, I
now
mean,
I might as well have the one thing that did both
exactly.
pretty solidly.
And that's what, like, it gets tricky because it's like, okay, well, then I go to, for the camping portion of it, it's like maybe a super cab raptor or something like that. I think that's like a really cool option for something like that. And I think it would do really well and it would wheel open trails fine and it would be
Mhm.
way better on. But like ultimately, I would not take that to the Rubicon. I just wouldn't do it. Like, and I am somebody that will do inappropriate things with vehicles, I think. Like I don't have any qualms with that, but it's really big and it's nice. And like I'm not in the not ready to cave in the bedside of a $30,000 truck. Like that's not
Mhm.
cool at all. I don't know. But then it's like the conversation of like doing something that is you can build for both, right? Then that becomes like you're either building something super custom, uh, like the path that Colin has gone down a couple times or is down now too
Yeah.
with vehicles, or you're looking at Luke's rig, which is really cool, but not something that I lust after. The Gladiator is a great platform. There's what I've got now. There's other Jeeps. There's like that straight axle 100 series that kind of is local to you guys now that I've seen. Like that thing is really cool, but like if I built that, that would be my vehicle with a different look.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
it's not really bigger. It has less power. And it would ultimately maybe have the same front axle I have now. So it's like the upgrades are like, what do you do? I don't know. It's just like one of those weird thought things where I just go down it so far where I'm just like, I'll just keep what I've got.
Yep.
it,
Yep. I'm with you.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's I've also gotten to that point of like I know the size of vehicle that I need in order to be able to house everybody in the
Yep.
family plus the dog, but also have it not be so big if it's just me that I'm like, this sucks having something that is
Yeah.
like this much, you know?
Yep.
So there is that too. Like I can't feasibly with family of four and dog do like an XJ or a ZJ. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, even a WJ would be tough. Like, I mean, a disco is tough. Like, yes, it's doable, but it becomes like quite the overhaul to be able to, like, okay, where am I cutting things short in order to be able to fit everybody and everything so that everyone is mostly comfortable?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even now with what I have, it's difficult,
Yeah.
and, like, this is the most space I've had.
Yeah.
So,
Well, at least, you're gonna phase into less people in the car at some point. So
slowly, it will become less
that
people now, yeah, so,
that is a thing to look
maybe
forward
some
to a little bit.
downsizing can happen later
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a single cab Defender.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly. Oh man, we didn't talk about this. I was just dangerously close to buying a Defender like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah, you sent
I
me the text
found
about it, yeah.
what I told what I told my wife was the deal of a lifetime. And I hold to that. I think it was. So
And
this
it
was
said
a
Land Rover on it,
yeah, I
that's
know.
one that you don't normally see.
It was a unclear year
Mhm,
Defender two-door, so Defender 90, uh, diesel right-hand drive manual, just like a normal standard, hardtop, Defender 90. Um, but I kind of alluded to this. It had some weird story. So it
mhm.
was listed as like a '78 Series 3, and he said so in the original ad, it was just like, "It was my brothers who passed away, blah, 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 and I just need to get rid of it, it's in storage." It was driven to the storage, it was, like, regularly used up until the time my brother passed, this was, like, 6 years ago or something, 7 years ago, and here it is now, and I gotta sell it. And so I messaged the guy, and it's, let me set the stage a little bit, it is, like, All the spec I was talking about earlier looks like it's repainted like a gunmetal gray kind of color with some like flat black stuff on it. Mud terrain tires, steel wheels, like nothing crazy, but nothing like too terrible. It doesn't have a back door, I noticed in one of the photos, but like had nice seat upholstery, all the gauges and things were there, and like it just looked pretty normal. Um, but I messaged the guy, and he kind of gave me the rundown, answered the questions that I had, which were just kind of like when was the last time I drove, where is it, these kinds of things.
Mhm.
And it was like probably an hour from my house, and we had plans that day. And I said, all right, here's the deal: if it's available tomorrow, I will come look at it, and if it checks out, I'll buy it. Like it was at a price where I've never seen one in the sub $5,000 range that wasn't a shell.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, it's a surefire cruise it for the summer, flip it, or fall in love with it and sell everything else. Like I think those are the options with this thing. So, but after I did that, he updated the ad and then sent me like a little blurb that he had put in the ad and came up with by the VIN. I'm pretty sure like a 77 or 78 Series 3, and he says it's like Defender. It's got Defender like body panels, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. So I started looking at it. Well, the dash between a Series 3 and a Defender are completely different. They're
Mhm.
not even close to the same, and they're metal dashes. So there's no way it was VIN swapped or he's wrong. I couldn't figure out which one it
Yeah.
was. I assumed it must have been VIN swapped. Maybe it, you
Well, and
know,
body panels doesn't make sense either
yeah, it
because
doesn't.
the tub had the badging on it, and
Yeah,
it would be the complete tub is either Defender or Series. So yeah.
I don't know, man. It was weird, but even with that, I was kind of like, well, it might be worth it because even a Series 3 is worth more than that. So I thought, okay, as long as it's not a disaster, maybe it's worth it. But it did sell. Uh, it sold like at the end of that Saturday. It was up for one day,
Mm.
but I didn't want it enough to cancel my plans,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
which I just kind of was like, that's fair. Like I think if it sells, I will not buy it. If it does not sell, I will buy it for sure. So um, yeah, it was a weird. I haven't had that's like a thing I haven't had for a while. I think when I bought that LX 450, it was the same thing. I ran across it one day, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is insanely cheap! Like, what is going on?" So I got a hold of the person. They told me what was wrong with it. It was a heater core, and I was like, "Okay, great." Looked at it. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I was like, "Yeah, I will buy this. I'm not looking for it, but I will take this home." Um, and then it took a while to sell it, of course, but
Yeah.
um, anyways, it was a fun thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how uh my my one of two vehicles that I got strictly to flip worked as well. It was that
Really.
white ZJ,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and it was just like the price was way too low, and it was a struggle to get any information or like talking
yeah.
from the seller. So I was like, God, this is gonna either he's dragging his feet because somebody else is already looking at it, or he's just not good at this. Turns out it was because he's not good at this, which and this being selling cars, because I showed up and had called him, sent messages like, "Hey, I'm here to look at it." He was asleep in his house. Just
Okay.
well, I fell asleep in the chair. Oh, okay. You told me to come over at a specific time, and then fell asleep in your chair at that time. Cool. So, but yeah, and then it was good enough that I was willing to for that kind of price that I had to buy it because I knew that it was worth more than what he wanted for it.
Yeah.
Cleaned it up and then it kind of same scenario. It kind of wouldn't sell, and then I went to Jesse's with it to pick up the Wagoneer and left it at Jesse's, and then Jesse sold it.
Nice.
Because it just had a for sale sign in it and somebody was driving by and wanted to buy it, so it worked out
That's
fine.
awesome. That's great. Yeah, well, it's that sometimes that's just the way it works, right?
Yeah.
Just weird. I think when you're not like the car flipping all the time person, that's the thing. You got to find like the perfect scenario, and then
Mhm.
then it works.
Yeah. And when you aren't that type, finding the perfect scenario is harder because you're not out there looking for those and jumping
Exactly.
on them 2 seconds in, you know? So,
Exactly.
it's not super easy.
Yeah.
They car flippers make it tough for the rest of us.
No kidding. Just on it all the time. Um, relatively slow news week. I was trying to comb for news before we started, and the first drives of the 2026 Ford Explorer Tremor have been
Mm,
happening. We've already talked about this thing, and it's pretty worthless for our, our talking points. Oh, you know what? I just realized maybe I mixed that up. We've talked about the Expedition Tremor. Have we
yeah.
talked about the
I don't think
Explorer
we did
Tremor?
the Explorer. No, we
Oh
did
man, Ford
Expedition.
is tremoring everything.
Yep. Well, you
It
got it.
turns out we're gonna have the Mustang Tremor
I
soon.
saw the article said that it's only like 5% of what their total sales are
Oh, I
is
believe
trimmer.
that. I believe it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's about 95% of their media coverage right now. So,
Yeah.
really not a lot. I mean, it's a tarted up Explorer. It looks just like the Expedition, so much so that I thought it was the same vehicle. Um, and it does have an option for the 3-liter EcoBoost, the one that's in the Ranger Raptor, the Bronco Raptor, and the Explorer ST. It's 400 horsepower. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I'm all right with that. Beyond that, I mean, I don't know if it's got. I'm trying to
I
comb this
saw it
article
said
now.
limited slip in the
Limited slip.
rear, and that's it.
Yeah,
So,
it's
if you want something that's a little bigger and a little faster, and a little better on gravel roads than a Subaru,
yeah. This would probably fit
there
the
you go.
bill. I honestly, outside, it really doesn't do much for me, but the inside's pretty nice. Even with
Mhm.
the silly orange stitching, it's pretty good. Who knows what it's going to look like in 2 years, but it's is what it is.
Yeah.
That was kind of the main thing that I saw. The other thing was the Armada Nismo,
Yeah.
which oh my
Big
god,
fast SUV.
yeah, yeah. Mike said he thought the Escalade V needed competition. I don't know if it's even in the ballpark of an Escalade V when it comes to either the luxury or the speed, but I can't believe I'm about to say this. It looks significantly worse than an Escalade does. It just has this goofy body kit on it.
Mhm.
I just
I noticed that as well.
it's like you know what? That's a thing about Nismo in like the modern era. The newest Nismo's B or Z is not so bad looking, but the 350 or the 370 Nismo, really bad looking. Like, just really had the goofiest add-on body kit, and this kinda follows that same, like, weird look. I don't understand why. The GTR, let's see, let me look at a picture of the GTR, the Nismo GTR. They kinda all GTRs kinda look the same, so it's hard to really tell
Yeah.
what is different about it other than wheels and carbon fiber stuff.
Yeah.
Some vents.
There's
I don't
also
know.
that whole, do SUVs look cool, good, right? Like, lowered and motorsporty,
This thing.
like, I feel like it's a very few that
Yeah.
can pull that type of look off, and I don't think this is the one.
No. It's too boxy. And I that's a thing that I enjoy about its styling. Like, I like the regular Armada the way that it's boxy.
Mhm.
But to add like 6 inches of lip to it,
Mhm. Yeah,
just
with red
not.
lines on it, yeah.
I think that's
Gotta
the
have the
Nismo thing.
red. Yeah.
Gotta have the little red on there. I am not into it. I guess to your point, there are like I don't know, like sport SUVs that I kinda get, like, Q8s. I like RS Q8s quite a bit. Um, I don't really like the Lamborghini Urus, but I get it. Like, I understand
Mhm.
why it looks so silly because it's a Lamborghini. Um, Cayenne turbos generally do not look so, like, aerodynamic like this. They just kinda look regular with big wheels and brakes and stuff. So I like that, obviously. Escalade V does not look that much different than a regular Escalade. I know it's got, like, kind of a lip thing on it, but it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't really, it's just got a supercharger. Like, they they, like, Chevy did the America thing and just was like, "You know what? Let's make it 700 horsepower." And that's enough to
Yeah.
make it better. Um, but this is, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. Uh,
Yeah. Doesn't for me either.
it's 35 more horsepower too. It's not like it's like a supercar.
Yeah,
It's just like a,
it's not anything that's that much like, that's like you could get a regular one
it's
and probably get a tune on it and do that too, and then you wouldn't
oh,
have
definitely.
the
Yeah.
weird ground effects with red lines, you know?
Did you see this photo? This I saw this on Larry Chen's Instagram. He staged this by bringing his trailer, I think, and, like, got a Nismo Z on the trailer and towed it with the Armada, which that's kind of a cool picture, but I still doesn't mean I like the car.
Yeah.
The interior, oh man, that's a lot of red.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
it's a Nismo, gotta add red everywhere.
Gotta have red. I
It's a
did
race.
not know that Nismo
Red
just
means
meant
race.
red, but I guess it does.
Yeah, see? Look at that. It's the same lip kit as that.
Red. Yeah, same color and everything.
Mhm.
It's pretty much the same car.
Yeah, 400 horsepower.
400 horsepower. I mean, it's less power. Jeez. Oh man, Luke and I went to 3 different cars and coffee events on Saturday, which we didn't plan on doing. We planned on going to one, but the first one was very uh, it was not lame. It was really cool. It was the Shelby. There's like a Shelby collection museum thing here, and it was at that, and it was really cool. They had a bunch of like Ken Miles race cars and
Hmm.
all sorts of cool stuff. They had like one of like 3 original GT40 road cars, um, which was pretty cool too, or like the Mark III GT40. I don't know. It was pretty wild. All sorts of really cool stuff. Anyways, all that to say is it started at 7 a.m. We got there at 8 and it was pretty much over by 8:30. So we moved on with our day and
Well,
his work.
coffee is the morning, Sean. Come on.
I know, I know.
Not late
Uh,
afternoon.
it was the second thing we went to was near where he works, and it was put on by his dealership. It's like a supercar Saturday thing or something.
Mm.
And on the way there, we're cruising along. I'm in the Bug. He's in his Miata. We've, believe it or not, on the freeway, he's got a little gap on me because of some road expansion joint things. I was going
Mm.
slow,
Big surprise, yeah.
and out of my, just like ahead of me, I noticed this car get on the freeway pretty fast, like just right ahead of Luke. And I was like, is that a Bugatti? I think that's a Bugatti Veyron. And it just took off. And I watched it kind of go through traffic. And I was kind of far enough away that I just kind of thought it was a Bugatti, but I wasn't really sure. We had just seen like a group of like 90s JDM cars, and we had seen like some other groups of cars. So I thought maybe it's just kind of, who knows, like a GT40 or something, which obviously would have been cool too. But I was just like, I don't know, it's something cool. As soon as we pull up to this event that Luke's work put on, we park next to each other, and Luke gets out and he goes, "Did you see the Bugatti?" I was like, "Oh man, yes, I did." Yeah, and I've never seen one of those driving, so it was
Hmm.
pretty cool. And then, not 20 minutes later, a brand new Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, which is like the crazy but this one was carbon fiber. They're painted sometimes too, but wild, like $4 million car or whatever shows up at this event. Not the same one we saw, different one, which is crazy. And Luke made the comment, it was like if Taylor Swift showed up to brunch because everybody lost their mind. He almost hit like 2 different people that like wouldn't get out of the way when he was just trying to like turn it to like park in a parking spot, and it's pretty wild. I it was a um, it was not the owner of the car. It was like a local shop that like
Mm.
does high end supercar stuff, and so they brought it in. So, pretty cool.
Hmm.
Where was I going with that? I don't remember, but
I don't know.
that was a cool thing that happened. It was not news, although kind of news in my world. Other than that silly thing, the Nismo Armada, um, I was poking through OVR magazine. Look at them every once in a while, their stuff.
Okay.
And they have a project G63, a newer, not like the newest one, but whatever W463 or something. Is that the 453? I don't remember.
Oof.
We need Aussie here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Um,
Wrong crowd.
they they have um, a little project they're doing, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a G63, so it's neat. And they just did a little wheel tire suspension upgrade on it, but they have this whole thing about how they're not lifting it, which I thought was kind of lame. But
Hmm.
whatever. Their deal is they want it to fit in the garage. I guess
Oh,
because it's a G
okay,
wagon.
Robert.
Yeah, I don't know. So they put some Fox shocks on it and some Jack Wagon Springs, which is a terribly unfortunate name for a company, but
Yeah,
whatever.
that's okay. All right.
Take them real serious with the name
Yeah.
Jack Wagon.
Hmm.
Just a bunch of Jack Wagons over there. Anyways, it was cool. Kind of a neat thing.
Huh.
You don't see like build stuff on these very often. They're just
Yeah.
done or they're stock. Like that is pretty
Pretty
much
much. Yeah.
everything I know about them. So um, cool though. These have that silly side exhaust, so like they were talking about how they got to change that out before they actually use it off road. Yeah, W463. I was not wrong.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. Look at that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Apparently it's squishy now, which is good because apparently they're really stiff when you get the AMG version.
Well, yeah, because the AMGs are supposed to be the fast street SUV.
It's still fast.
Yeah, that's the that's the point.
Yeah.
Want your SUV to ride like a sports car? Here you go.
Yeah. With solid axles and lockers in front and rear.
Yeah.
I do love that about the G Wagon, how there's just basically one spec that you could get in the US. They just say,
Yeah.
hey, we'll give you three different engine options, but everything else is the same. You want it or not.
Yeah. This is what we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do more, but for you guys, no,
Mm-mm.
no.
You
That's
want
right.
you don't want that mirror tinted rear glass? Too bad. That's the only glass we offer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. The optimized overland guy got his AC wired correctly and then brought it back to the shop for
Ah.
us to do the actual AC work, and we were
Oh, this is the Wagoneer thing or
the
the
yeah the Gladiator truck,
Gladiator. Sorry.
yeah
Yes.
from the Wagoner era, uh, and I got to do a little more investigating on the truck itself.
Hmm.
Um, mm, so
So.
yeah,
His website's pretty nice.
yeah. I mean, it's twin sticked,
Okay.
has a Ford 9-inch
Hmm.
rear, which was kind of an interesting, like, kind of an upgrade, but not really an upgrade. But the front axle's still a Dana 44, so I think
Okay.
that was just his not wanting to change the lug pattern, but wanted a slightly better rear axle, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe.
Um, yeah, it's got like foxes with reservoirs, but the springs are too stiff because it's still leaf sprung and
Mhm.
it's set up to like have a bunch of weight. So like the rear springs are huge
Okay.
and the front spring, and they're both lift springs rather than going to spring over. So they're just stiff.
Oh, they're lift spring under?
Hmm.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like, well, so the front is spring under, the rear is spring over.
Okay. Mm,
Yeah, which is actually fairly common, but
okay.
when you do lift springs, then they get especially for how much lift it's got. They get way overarched, and there wasn't a brand that I had heard of, so that might have something to do with it as
Yeah.
well, as far as the stiffness. So, mm,
It's
um,
I think that the camper thing is pretty interesting. I don't um I don't care so much for the truck, but I'm not a fan of these Jeep trucks.
mm,
They just don't do it for me. Um but, to each their own, right?
yeah, I
Unless they're wrong, of course.
I kinda have a I kinda have a thing for them. I kinda like them. I would do mine completely different, obviously, but, that's,
Yeah.
like, again, to each his own type of situation. Um, I got the Audi in for an alignment.
No way.
Yeah.
And
So, yeah, it was still bad. Still
imagine
wasn't
that.
yeah, still wasn't good. So, yeah, luckily, Dave over there at Northwest Wheel, he's got an in-ground that my car can actually get on with no issues.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, and they even, uh, adjusted my rear toe.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Does
was
it drive, like,
surprised.
completely different?
No,
Oh, that's good.
I think it still drives pretty much the same because, I mean, how good is something that's that low gonna drive, you know?
Well, I mean, you did the work to have, like, it's got some reasonable shock stroke and some things going on, though, that should be beneficial for it.
Yeah, yeah,
It
but
does have
the springs
crazy
are
stiff springs,
pretty
but
stiff.
yeah, well,
But yeah, I was just surprised that they managed to do any adjustment toe-wise in the back, so
yeah,
that was cool. So, I mean, everything except for my camber is, in the green. I've got
nice.
it's got, like, 2 degrees in the front and 3 in the back,
It's
so
fine.
which isn't, like, crazy. So,
No,
um yeah, so hopefully that means I get to drive it a little more and have less concern about, the tires
yeah,
because, yeah, when so Tyson had a spare that he had never mounted because he did the same thing I did because we had the same size tires,
yeah,
um, and so I got that from him to replace the other side that, was close to blowing out, and, Ozzy takes the tire off. He goes, "Did you wanna keep this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was thinking about it for, like, so I have a spare in case something happens, even if though it is kinda shitty, at least it might get
yeah.
me, limped home or whatever." And he goes, "Huh, okay." And he goes to pick it up, and then he goes, "Oh, never mind, you don't want this."
It's just filled
And
with rubber.
no, the whole inner sidewall completely delaminated. It
Oh,
was, like,
jeez.
squishy soft.
Yep.
So, he's like, "Yeah, you don't want that." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't want
Damn.
that." So yeah, I would assume that it was because the poor toe and whatnot in combination with the camber, uh, just they
They probably
ran
just
too
cooked it.
many heat cycles, yeah, and just cooked the sidewall on it. So, yeah, I think I might be in the clear now. Maybe it'll last
Nice.
a little longer. So,
Nice. Looks like you can still buy those tires. That's good. I don't know about the brand that you had, but
oh yeah, you can get them, but you gotta get them eBay or
yeah,
whatever. It's
simpletire.com.
yeah, usually find them like somebody's got like two of them for sale for whatever, like $80 or something like that. They're not
They're kind of
expensive. They're
cheap.
just a
Yeah.
yeah, they're just a weird size, so nobody has them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, well, you think you might drive it to Overland Expo Pacific Northwest this weekend? Because isn't that this weekend?
It is this weekend, yeah.
Seems like the prime opportunity to take that thing out.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly its forte. That's where it belongs.
Are you
Um,
guys going to try to go?
I don't know. I kind of I haven't heard any talk about it with, anybody.
Yeah.
Um, it may have kind of lost its pizzazz.
Damn. Well, at least go to the Fit Garage party. Come
I mean,
on.
yeah, that if I was gonna do anything for that weekend, that was probably gonna be the only thing I was gonna attempt to go to and make a point of like saying to the group
Yeah.
of us, like, hey,
Here, I'll
we should
text everybody right
go and
now
do
and
that.
tell them,
Yeah, there.
you guys got to go.
So, yeah, I feel like that'll be more than enough for because I mean, it's all the same
It's
stuff
stuff. Yeah.
anymore, and I don't really have a reason to go there. It's not like I'm looking to become a partner with anybody. I mean, we should become
We
a
should.
partner of somebody via the podcast, but I'm not sure we have the political sway for that in this moment.
Well, people might not want our political opinion, so that's okay.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Oh well. Okay. Well, yeah. I was. I keep seeing that I kept really seeing the Fit Garage Party thing, and I was like, oh my god, that's this weekend. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I didn't even realize until God, what was it? I can't remember what I was doing, but it wasn't even their post. It was like it might have been like Expedition Portal or something like post on social media that was like, "Oh, Pacific Northwest Expo is next weekend." And I was like,
Right
"Oh,
around the
wow.
corner.
Okay. I guess I didn't really remember that, but
Yeah.
okay."
I think I'm gonna
So,
try to check out the Mountain West when it's here.
mhm.
Um, I don't know if I'm gonna try to do that for a work thing or just try to go for a day for fun or what. But
Yeah.
well, figure look at the same stuff in a different place.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be slightly different as far
I
as
would
the
think
like
so.
the local fare
Yeah.
will be slightly different.
I'm
Here
curious.
it's been the same people and same vehicles and stuff, so I'm kind of unsure. I mean, I might be able to get, you might be able to talk me into it if, some a group of friends are wanting to go at a certain at a certain time, like, but
Well,
uh,
you guys are
depends on
you
how
guys are
hot it is too, because I've
yeah.
been out there on some hot days and I don't like it.
Yeah, no kidding, right? There's no shade.
Hmm.
Well, when everybody's listening to this a week after the event,
Yeah.
um, or maybe 2 weeks after, just go ahead and tell Colin, what the hell? Why why
Yeah.
didn't we go?
Give me your reasonings.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was all the news stuff that I had. We talked briefly about this land thing,
Hmm.
and I expressed caution because I'm not educated enough on it, which is incredibly embarrassing. I should be way more educated on it because it very much affects the thing that I do for a hobby. And I am
Yep.
sorry to everybody listening that is disappointed in me for that, because I'm disappointed in me too. Um, but it looks like there's some blue skies ahead a little bit. It looks like we're a little bit less in a situation where it's quite as dire, but it's not good. And it's also not good that it's happened in general because it starts to feel
Yes.
like that could be, a pendulum swing towards more of that. And the reasoning is very confusing to me. I don't understand, and this is like me, like not I don't I'll let you go with some real information, but like this is me not understanding like the deal. But I've seen some conversation about like housing initiatives based around this, and I'm like, how does this help our housing issues at all? I understand like very like big picture that land equals houses maybe, but also I personally, sorry again to everybody that doesn't like my personal opinion, I personally think that like most of America has a problem with housing density more than land that's available, and our cities are designed in these like god awful cookie cutter suburban homeways where if there's just not an option, right? So there does not become a lower cost option because everybody wants the American dream, which is this like 2,000 square foot house and a quarter acre lot, which is not completely realistic always. And so instead, we pull the situation where we don't want people building multi level homes or apartment buildings or whatever. And then we run into all this, backlash around that. Anyways, all that is to say, I don't think that taking some land out of right outside of Moab is going to help that because no one's moving there. But
No.
That's just my
Well,
opinion,
and
man.
it's not all of that area is buildable either.
Mhm.
And that a lot of the areas that they are potentially selling off are like 100% recreation
Yeah,
areas that are set up for exactly that recreation of all kinds.
yeah,
So we're talking hunting, fishing, hiking,
mhm,
biking, horse riding, off-roading, all of that. Like
yep,
it's portions of the Rubicon Trail
yeah,
are under threat. I mean, they're like if something as like well known and highly used as far as the off-road world goes as the Rubicon Trail is at risk of being under this land sale. Like that's not good.
no,
And there's no from again, I don't have all of the information either because I'm not going to, maybe we should be doing this, but I'm not going to be reading the every line, line for line of this bill, but
yeah,
I have gone through plenty of people's breakdowns of it, and there is not a whole lot of alluding to what exactly it can be used for, or it's not even that, it's there's no direct plan for what it will be used for. It is a here it is for sale, somebody buy it. That's all it is.
just
And
crazy.
it's like rock bottom price for, conglomerates to be able to just scoop up and then do whatever they want with it, which
Like resell
means which means resell it or deforest it,
it, exploit
mine
whatever's
it,
there.
drill it, anything. Like it opens it, and a lot of the areas were originally protected from that type of stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's
it's a wild thing. I will say I had a little bit of like um, faith in the automotive community for a moment in how many people that I saw that were from all different types of backgrounds and opinions and everything that were just like, absolutely not. This
mhm,
is not okay.
yeah.
Um,
Anybody that was an outdoor type person was upset about it. Now, for me, I look at that and say, really, this is the issue that we can all agree on. That's kind of I think there's more issues that we can agree on than that. If this
it's a
is
start.
the start,
Yeah,
then okay, maybe you can start admitting that there's some other things that you weren't willing to admit you didn't agree with
sure.
until now. So, uh, yeah, I maybe not to go too deep into our politicizing of things.
Yes,
we we leave it there, but yeah, you by the time this posts, it'll be past July 4th, and that's when that's basically the cutoff for all of the, make your phone calls, send your emails, all of that. And there's multiple ways to do that. So I hope everybody found the ways that they could do that
yeah,
because that's pretty important. And I've been seeing stuff about the dude that wrote it. I think it's Mike Lee. I think is the guy.
I
It's
think
like
so.
he's from Utah or something like that, I think.
Yeah,
Uh, and people are kind of laughing, making it a memeable thing that he is tweeting at like 1 and 2 in the morning, like saying that like, oh, there's things to figure out and we're gonna work this out and stuff like that. And people are like, so we're flooding him well enough that he's up at 2 in the morning like annoyed at the fact that he's getting so many emails and phone calls and whatnot, which quite frankly I believe he deserves.
yeah.
So
That is Senator Mike Lee of
Mike
Utah.
Lee, yeah. See,
So it sounds like we're. I don't want to. I'm not predicting anything.
yeah, it's
No,
a
no
bad thing to
predictions here.
predict with
Bad thing to predict.
the way things have been in this real. roulette wheel of where is the country going. Um,
for the last.
that's not one to predict.
No. Yeah, I, yeah, so there's a deeper conversation that we're not gonna have here, but,
Yeah.
um, safe to say that a lot of people said a lot of things that were helpful. I have not seen, and of course, this is my algorithm and my sphere of things, but I have not seen one person explain to me why it was a good idea, and I like that. So that's good.
Yeah,
I
the only
understand.
people defending it are the people that wrote it and
Yeah,
yeah, like
I just saw
billionaire
a
companies.
I just saw a Bill Burr thing. He was talking about. Have you seen that? Like the subway guy. He does like the
Yeah,
Metro
the
card
subway
interviews.
interviews, yeah.
Yeah, he just did one with Bill Burr, and he's just talking about um, you know, how politically divided the country is in certain issues. And he's like, and I don't know why anybody hasn't, or why people don't seem to realize that like that we have a lot more in common than we have that separate us, and there's a lot more that we should be concerned about, with the people making this decision, just like this, right? Like
Mhm.
this is a prime example of it, right? Who does it benefit? Well, not most of us. So
Yeah,
here
yeah,
we are.
that's the main thing.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways, why don't we lighten things up with, would you pay money for this?
all right. Do you have music now? No, but we do have some clapping,
That's the
so
best
I'll
I can do
take
for
that.
you. That's the best I can do for you right now.
We have we have music at home.
Yeah. Where, how do you want me to start?
Cheapest first.
Cheapest. Okay, let's see.
I should have asked how many you have first, but
I've got 4.
okay.
I narrowed it to
Still
4.
cheapest.
Still cheapest. Um, this is gonna say this is a, this will say something, I guess, as far as that
Okay.
goes.
Okay.
This first one here. Let's see. Yeah, right.
$189,000. Okay. Billionaire edition
uh,
of Would You Pay Money for This?
yeah.
Ooh,
Okay, so this did sell since I saved it,
goodbye.
but 91 Nissan Pulsar GTIR 17.5.
So
So
cool.
it is the quote unquote baby Godzilla in factory form, 227 horsepower, SR20 DET, all wheel drive, blah, blah, blah. If you don't know about these, they're like a baby Skyline basically in a little hatchback. Doesn't skip a beat, it says. Exhaust, Momo, billet crank pulley, Wananabe RS8s. Uh, expect you to crank the AC. Oh, I would expect you to
AC
crank to
blows cold.
yeah, on the down to Mexico. Wow. Underside is beautiful. Feel free to come see it in person. This was not posted for very long before it sold also. So obviously somebody was really in the market for it. Kind of a white cream color and yeah, basically stock. Let's see. But it is awfully clean and it is a very neat little hot hatchback.
Man, it is nice and tidy. It's a great color.
Mhm.
Kind of like a chalk white kind of situation.
Yeah, yeah.
Very into it.
So is that a yes then?
I'm in for sure.
Okay.
Oh, they're breaking up. I don't know if that's me or you.
That was the clapping. Now I'm gonna clap again because I'm
I heard the
also
I heard the
would pay
clapping,
money
but
for this. Okay. So we're both paying
okay,
money for
good.
that. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I felt like that one was a pretty easy one. But like I said, the price leads you to believe or look at hmm, all the prices are pretty high on this one, uh, on this
I see
round.
that. Yeah, we've
With that as the starting point, yeah. So this one, I know that you're a van fan.
ooh, I don't
So
know
what about a
if I'm a van pickup
2011
fan.
E350 Econoline truck conversion? So it says almost
Hmm.
4 by 4.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a former
Hmm.
ambulance, but the ambulance part's gone, Sean. So that should make it
I think.
okay for you, right? Boxes removed, cab back
Okay.
installed, and makeshift plywood flatbed.
Oh
350
my
axles
god.
have been installed and it's good running rear wheel drive truck. To make it 4-wheel drive requires transmission, rear tail shaft, and that's it. Just ends it with and. There's no, oh wait,
Hmm.
oh, there we go. Here's the scroll. Whoa! Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff on here. Way more than I thought. Okay. Now I gotta find my spot again because it scrolled down a lot. Let's see. Rear tail shaft and housing
Did I?
comes with truck.
What's a V10?
Uh, mm-hmm. Unfortunately, unfortunate, I think is probably the way I would put that.
Yeah.
I
Huh.
let's see. Rebuilt engine and motor at least once. So it's got an engine and a motor. They both have been rebuilt, according to this.
Good.
Yeah, at least once, but no documented history. So I'm not sure how he proves that point. On the way from an airport to the shop owner, company told me that it was completely gone through. Okay. 40-gallon tank, dual alternators. Uh, purchased the chassis from Aero Manufacturing with 204,000 miles.
Hmm.
Cab back is the little okay, so it's got the cab. It's a cabback.com brand cab back for the van.
Of course, the number
Bushwhacker
one brand of
flares.
cab backs.
Yeah. Oxford White, Raptor liner on cab. Oh, it's Raptor line. Okay. It's got MG Metalworks 4x4 kit. 373s. Sterling 10.5 rear. Lift blocks. Gross. 2.0 shocks. Numerous parts and pieces. Wheels. Pro Comp 17 by 8s with open
This is the
country
longest description
AT2
ever.
extremes. Yeah, I know. 28575s with 6,000 miles, no spare. Besides the items listed above to make the truck 4x4, there are some downsides.
There are some
Uh,
downsides.
battery is over 4 years old, still starts but may need replaced soon. I mean, 4 years, that's not that old. You should be able to get to 6. Some rocker and driver side floorboard rust, cracked front windshield, not in driver
Oh,
view.
jeez.
Dash lights, emissions, gas cap
That's good.
light could be just the gas cap. Okay, if it was just the gas cap, would you be saying that, or would you just replace the gas cap? Uh,
Yeah.
could be relocation of evap canister. E-brake and e-brake lines at the rear axle and pedal mechanism need to be fixed. Okay. Bed. The bed is made of
Oh my
plywood, and
god.
most of the paint has peeled.
I,
The spaces in the cargo doors are useful and has a pass-through that can hold a 6-foot ladder. Could use some TLC. Or just tossed for your bed box preference. Okay, so just as in toss the bed. Gotcha. It is
wow.
not meant to haul heavy loads and has no tie downs. The good. Clean title in
Okay.
hand. It's a running truck. Does not drip oil,
Okay.
though it does weep a little. So this is back to bad. Power steering
Oh
fluid from
my
the
god.
box. Yeah. Cold AC. Comes with e-brake lines, axle dust shields, new coil packs and plugs.
What?
I had purchased this. Boy, yeah, that's a real fun
Terrified
job in a
to
van
change
too.
them.
A V10 plug job in a freaking van. Let's see. Bought it with no plans. Put a box on for an overlanding quote unquote RV. Worked flawlessly for 7,000 miles. Recently bought an '05 E350 box van chassis that I'll be converting to 4x4 instead. The Vuck van
Vuck.
truck,
Vuck.
it's a Vuck, has a lot of options, potential, deserves to be with someone that has the idea, time, and skills to do it right. Burning man based vehicle, overlander, landscaper rig, custom go kart hauler. Okay. Well, let's get to the pictures, huh?
The sky's the limit. Yeah, I need to see some more photos of. I need to see this plywood bed a little closer.
Well, it's a painted plywood bed. See. Uh what the rear bumper is funny and
Photos are doing that some
completely
justice.
ineffective. The overhang of the bed
Definitely.
is what people are going to run into, not the bumper.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's going to just splinter into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a no.
Oh, wow.
But I want to point out something. If you'll let me drive for 1 second, I want to show you in which case I would be a yes. Because I've seen a
For a
couple of
Vuck,
these done well. Yeah,
of
for a
you've
Vuck.
seen some Vucks. Sean's seen some
Yeah.
Vucks in his
There's
day.
one
I'm also a no. There, I'll say it there.
I
Since you
have.
want to cut me off.
Uh, sorry, we had a little delay, thing going, so I couldn't tell when you were talking this time. Um, there's one local to Bend that's white,
Yep.
and it's got like a real flatbed on it. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
That guy
the
is a
van
van
mafia.
guy.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah,
I've seen it.
his name is Nick.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it
unless
was
he
like
sold it,
his
which is possible.
I think might still have it. Of course, I haven't seen it for a while, but it's like his dad bought some stuff
Mhm.
for his Jeep from me. So,
Ah, got it. U Joint Off Road in North Carolina also has built one of
yeah,
these, and it's sick.
they've built more
This
than
one
one.
is a little longer cab, I think.
It's got the extra cab on it.
I
Yeah.
think the bed is not plywood. Pretty sure it's an
Prove it.
aluminum bed. Yeah, good point. And then it's got a four-wheel camper, like Project M on it or Project whatever it is, with the pop
Yeah.
top. It's sweet. I think like this is perfect. I'd have this all the time, no problem. I think this one's a
Hmm.
Godzilla powered one too.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
super into it. Yeah. The newest chassis, like E350s, all come with the 7.3 and a 10 speed. I'm pretty sure it's all a 10 speed now. Might still be some other transmission options, but pretty cool. But no
Yeah.
vans. You can only get a chassis cab. So
Interesting.
you just put a bed on it, which
Yeah.
you can make
Why
out of
not?
plywood if you want.
Sure.
Just paint
I
it.
mean, at least one guy's done it.
Hmm.
So my next one
Worked
here is
out.
a
Ooh. Speaking
1965
of the Van Mafia guy, by
Datsun
the way,
L320. What, does he have one of these?
yeah, yeah. I think he might be the one that bought the one that Luke had.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, this isn't
Pretty
him.
sure.
This is some guy in
Anyways,
Sandy.
move on.
65 has Mustang 2 front suspension, 2-inch drop springs, narrowed GMC Jimmy rear end,
Interesting.
1.8 F fuel injected Toyota engine, 4-speed automatic, C4 bucket seats, custom dash, rear roll pan, sorry. 4-wheel power disc brakes, custom front pumper. A lot more
What's
custom work,
that?
too much to list. A front pumper, I don't know. I
Oh,
I've
bumper.
got some
Got it. I get
I've
it
got
now.
some I've got some thoughts on what a front pumper is, but may not be appropriate for air. Uh, so
Sure.
what are those? The Krager knockoffs or something wheel wise?
Torque thrust.
Mm, okay. It's a
They're
cute little guy.
yeah. Oh, look at that. I guess it's a 320, not a 521. That's but still super cool. Oh, it's like a newer Toyota motor. That's not. I wonder what that
Yeah.
is.
It's a 1.8 FI. That's what it says, Sean. Come on.
I yeah yeah.
I mean, it's probably what,
It's a ZZ.
ZZ?
It's like a Corolla motor, like newer
Yeah,
Corolla or Prius,
that
but
makes sense. That's pretty cool.
oh,
It's got
not good. His rear bumper is not very good.
what about his front pumper?
I
You like the
can't
front?
clearly see what the front bumper looks like.
Hmm. How about now?
Oh, uh, yeah, sure. Uh,
That's
I'm conf- I'm conflicted here.
conflicted. Interesting. Okay.
I
Let's get the thought process.
I don't think I would buy this. It's not
Wow.
even the cost. It's some of the I don't know if I like these as much as I like 521s, 520, 521, but
Mhm.
and that's a lot of it. I don't like that front end very much. I do think that's got some cool stuff, like with the suspension stuff and the modern engine. Like that's really cool, but it kind of falls short everywhere else. And it doesn't look like something that I would love so much that I would fix it. Like if it was all the similar things in a 520 or 720 maybe, I think I might be super into it. But I don't really like these that much. So sorry, sorry everybody.
Yeah. You know, I think I'm with you. It's it doesn't look like it should be a truck. That's my thing with
No,
these.
it's got that like
L-
bed. It's like a Studebaker truck.
Yeah, like the nose and whatnot. It's like somehow is like a long Mini Cooper, and
Yeah,
then it has a bed on it. It's just kind of it's a little awkward for me, but
little awkward.
it has cool stuff, but it's not quite right. I don't think for my spending of money.
Yeah.
So,
Kind of reminds me of like those. There's just some oddball like cars like the Anglia and like
hmm
I don't know, Studebaker truck is the other one that got me. Like the like bulgy headlight thing. Not for me.
yeah, which is fair. Which is fair. All right, this last one, I think I'm gonna get you on this one, even with the price, because the
Okay.
price is
Well, I'm not
high.
taking price into consideration. Remember,
Okay, how about a '63 Chevrolet Impala for
probably
45,000?
don't care. Oh yeah, yep, 100%. I don't even need to see the rest of it. I don't really like the paint, but that's fine. See, this is a car that I would change the things that I want to change, and
Mm,
because the base of it is like perfect, right?
hmm,
That
okay.
interior is something else.
Well, for the listeners,
Three prop
uh,
hydraulic.
it's a '63 two-door Impala coupe lowrider, Chevy 350, two-speed power glide, custom paint and graphics, clean interior, three-pump hydro setup, 8 new group 31 batteries, standing three-wheel both
Whew.
sides, has new 13-inch cross-laced wire wheels and tires. Asking 45,000, no trades. Buyer responsible for transport if out of state. Vehicle is in Caldwell, Idaho, and he's got more pictures if you want them. But it's like this blue and gold with lots of panel and flake type work. does
Mhm.
three wheel, which is sweet.
It's sweet, and it'll do it without rolling. That's pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't have to do a corner in order to three wheel this thing. Oh yeah, yeah. It
It's pretty good.
drags bumper. The interior, it's like
That
I
helps.
feel like the it was a lowrider that was built like 10 years ago, maybe
Yeah,
5.
it does look a little bit. Yeah, it's not that it's not bad, but it does have a couple questionable things going on.
Maybe the people that were doing the work weren't the best at it,
Yeah,
but they did a good job.
they get the idea. Yeah. All right, yeah, I'm
So
100% yes. I started with a yes. I'm still a yes.
okay,
But I wanna
I
raise you one more once you answer the.
oh wow, I also am a yes because I mean that's
Okay.
I don't think I would do. I mean the engine's a little boring, but that's like an easy one for
Yeah.
these to dress up and do a bunch of stuff with. I think I'm relatively okay with the paint, and the interior is, it's whatever. That's fine. I know that interior is part of it when it comes to lowrider stuff, and I think that it fits the vibe of the car itself.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not bad.
this is one that like you could enjoy. It would be pretty damn cool, and then you could also like refine some things to make it even more lowrider
Yeah.
e. So that's where I'd be with that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Do engine-based stuff, maybe change the interior a little bit or just make it a little different. Well, that was good. That was you knew that you would get me with that. You were not wrong. This has been haunting me on Marketplace, and it is luckily goes in our, in the hierarchy of the cost. It's gonna go up again
Mm,
because
okay.
this is a '64 convertible, and it is, of
Oh,
course,
yeah, that went way up.
green, which is the best color ever. It is 100 grand, yeah. And this is like this is a, you know, uh, very nice lowrider. Uh, you'd hope it would be for that much. Um,
Yeah.
but green chassis or like a frame off kind of scenario. It's got like epoxy primer under it, which is kind of weird for a lowrider, even especially since it's got a chrome rear end. Like the
Yeah,
entire rear axle is chrome. But
that is odd.
um, and the like the whatever the springs, all that stuff is all chrome. But etched interior, buckets. Um, it's also a 350, probably a power glide. Man, it's cool though. I love all the green accents and or the gold accents, green top. Very into these. Big audio system. That's the one thing the other one's missing is the big audio system.
It's the big audio, yeah.
Gotta have that. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's like a surprising amount of lowriders around here. I see them every once in a while. I saw like 4 lowriders together, and I was in the bug, and it was a fun interaction between them. They were all I, like, broke my neck looking at the first one, and then I got they all wave and thumbs up and all that, and I was just like, "Oh my god, can I hang out with you guys?" I don't think they'd let me,
Please.
but
Well, yeah.
please. The first one was like one of those, it was like a square body, like S10 Blazer, like the '80s S10
Mm.
Blazer on wires with the aero kit and like the no window top in the back and everything, like perfectly '90s. I was pretty into that. I feel like lowriders are like a part of automotive culture that I can't get to, but I want.
Yeah, I'm I'm with you on that one. I've always had an interest, but that's big kid money. So,
Mhm.